Hey everybody, my name's Cliff Ravenscraft and welcome to the very first official video podcast of the Generally Speaking Podcast Network. I'm doing something a little dangerous today. I'm actually videotaping my very first podcast while I'm driving my car at approximately 59 miles per hour. I'm sure that this is strongly advised against. I'm actually looking into a brand new hard disk based video camcorder. There is no need for tapes or anything like that. In fact, I just plug in the USB cable and pull over the file, and that's going to be kind of nice to not have to convert anything over. That's the reason why I've stayed away from video cams for quite some time. Stephanie and I had a pretty decent Sony 8mm tape kind of set up there for a while, and we still have a lot of 8mm tapes that we probably haven't viewed since we recorded onto them. And that's the problem with camcorders with tape, is that it's not convenient to use those at all. So anyway, I'm on my way to go have lunch with a good friend of mine. His name is Patrick Lewis, and he and I actually had been doing ministry together for many years, as we were both cell coaches and over at Reality Ministries. If you have been following the GSPN network, then you know that recently Stephanie and I left that ministry to find something that was not tied to any traditional based church model, and we've recently moved over to Watermark Community Church. You can find the website there at watermarkcc.net. It's kind of funny. It's a funny story because probably about 3 or 4 weeks after we had really been considering that move and had already made some kind of emotional and relational connections over at Watermark, we got notice that Reality was going to be launched as its own separate church from the traditional church that we were a part of. So it's kind of funny how that happened. But anyway, I still believe that things happened the way they did, and we're very happy at Watermark, and I'm extremely ecstatic about the fact that I now get to minister using the gifts and talents that I have. As anybody who listens to this, pretty much anybody who's still watching this video, you guys know that I have a really big passion for technology, and especially in the area of podcasting and communication and online community building. Those are really my strengths, and although I have the ability to do some other tasks, I found myself in the traditional church model stuck in a box of ministry. Ministry occurs within only a few certain positions that are available at the local church, and I really wanted to expand out and do ministry through the current pop culture and through the media that's available out there, such as podcasting, and I'm really finding that this has truly been beneficial. All the stories that I've gotten from many of you, wow, that's loud, from many of you out there who have emailed me and said that you've really been blessed by the Generally Speaking About the Church podcast. The number of folks who initially heard about us through the I'm saying a lot. I'm going to have to cut that out because I do like these live shows, but there's just no way for me to go and cut the uhs and the ahs out in video without you seeing the jump in the frames. So I need to be cautious of that, I guess. Anyway, as I do it again, where was I? But many of you initially found out about us through the Lost podcast, or maybe some other Grey's Anatomy fan podcast or something, and you came across, our website and found that we did other shows. And I know a lot of people have been really, transformed in their mind regarding their finances and living debt free. I know that was a message that changed my life when I heard it the first time, and And when Stephanie and I shared that, there's just been a lot of outpour out there of people who have been really touched by that. So I'm very glad to hear that, glad to see that. But yeah, so at Watermark, they're very encouraged by my desire to reach out in this way, because they really want to reach. Well, first of all, the mission and the what do you call that? The motto of Watermark is, it is the church for people who have given up on church. And the people who have given up on church, they're probably not going to come out to a worship service on the weekend immediately, and they're certainly not willing to go hang out with a bunch of Christians doing a Bible study, or even a small group right off the bat. You know, you kind of have to, and instead of taking the approach of, you know, asking people to come where you are, I find that it's really important in today's society to go where the people are. And I say today's society, I mean, Jesus kind of felt the same way, because he spent his time with the tax collectors of the day, the prostitutes, the drunks. He really hung out with the people where they were. And so that's really been my desire. And Watermark has really been encouraging me in this area. Excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. I have the windows open, and it's springtime and lots of pollen in the air. But I'm very excited about this. I'm excited about the technology of the camera that I'm actually recording this into. And the reason why is because I just really feel like the convenience of having a hard drive record everything. Number one, I'm not going to go through the expense of having multiple tapes and everything to be concerned with. But being able to just transfer these over should be very convenient. And as I get ready to come off the exit here, obviously you can see that my camera is not going to like the moving around too much. The only thing I do have as a concern is I didn't do a lot of research, and I really did go for the price on the camera versus doing a lot of research into it. And I bought a JVC cam, and I don't have the exact model right now. It's underneath the camera here, but I don't have time to look at it right now. But the one problem I have with it is recording into a video format that is proprietary just to JVC and maybe a few other camcorders. But it's called, I think it's MOD, like mod. But MOD is a format that is not recognized by most video editing softwares right off the bat. At least that's what I've been reading online. And I hope that maybe some of the more popular video editing software suites have maybe changed that. The information I was reading on the net came from 2005, so maybe I'm going to try out this version of Video Studio 11, and I've been told, I've read on forums that you can actually change it to the extension to another extension, because it's just simply an MPEG-2 video format. But if you change it to a different extension, and if you were to import it into Video Studio 9, it plays just fine. So I'm going to give that a try. I did notice that was posted in 2005, and now it's the current version of Video Studio is Video Studio 11. And so I'm probably going to go ahead and get that software suite and try just importing the mod file and see if that comes in. And if not, then I will certainly go through the expense, I guess, of getting the video. I'm sorry. I will go through the process of changing the extension and see if that works. And they have a trial version. I'm going to see if, as long as I can get everything in there and it looks pretty easy to edit these videos, then I'll probably go ahead and pay the $99 to register the Plus version and be able to export this directly into iPod video format, which I think is going to be the format of choice, seeing as how I plan on doing this as a video podcast. So anyway, I am here at the Crestview Hills Town Center, I think is what this place is called. I am currently looking for a parking spot, and it looks like I might be able to slide right in here, so let me check. It's a little tight. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to go in and have lunch with Patrick. I was glad to be able to sit here and chat with you guys. I'm hoping the audio came out okay with the windows being down as I've been blowing down the expressway. But anyway, thanks for checking this out, and look for more stuff to come in the near future.